It's not easy travelling from Constantinople to thy small village, especially when thou art in the company of a knight most incompetent such as Sir Kyle. I will not speak ill on his conduct, for he is most honourable in respecting boundaries. However, I will say he be easily distracted and lacking in the necessary spatial awareness to enable him to recognize threats, or be unable to distinguish them from the mundane in their entirety. A simple butterfly landing upon a flower and he has de-winged it as if it were a chicken made for feast day. A breeze on the branches and he be a woodsman in need of a most glorious bonfire. A swish of the grass and he be a most diligent and honored gardener. And just when bandits be threatening our supplies, he has gone on a piss break. To be fair, it be all the better that the bandits were left to my capable hands which held the weight of my laundry-beating stick. A trick for my fellow laundresses, a skull cares not if it be a warhammer or a laundry-beating stick that hit it, only that it be cracked beyond mending. To give credit where credit is due, Sir Kyle did move the bodies off trail. Sir Kyle may be a most unruly and undignified travel companion, but I suppose it could be worse. I could be escorting the blasphemous chaplain and his entourage of many indulgences back from Rome. I'd always choose the company of a Ditzy Clod over an insufferable one. Especially since the Ditz does his own laundry. It's not easy being illiterate in the Lord's castle. Seems as though all of the important scandal is written upon notes passed between lords and ladies. My side business be gossip, and I cannot peddle my wares with expired goods. Take the other day, a lord who shall remain anonymous tasked me with gathering intel on the faithfulness of his lover. I need not point out the hypocrisy of a faithful extramarital partner, but I feel its emphasis is key when discussing the so-called heavenly ordained nobles. I do not dare question the ultimate plans of our capital L lord, though I feel as though critiquing his methods be fair game. Anyways, by the time I had deduced the identity of the lover's lover, the lover's lover's lover already found the letters regarding the scheme and proceeded to throw the anonymous lord into the river. And as salt in the wound, I had seen these letters earlier upon the dresser of the lover, but discounted their contents after I had misread carnal passion as common fashion. I had erroneously assumed 'twas a scathing review of the anonymous lord's abysmal selection of tunics. These lords and ladies with their flowery language and extended prose truly make reading impossible. Every time I lay mine eyes upon their written correspondences, my head aches with strain as I skim for pertinent words that hide within the passage, as an errant knight hides from responsibility. I far prefer a wanted poster. 'Tis one word, wanted, and the message be conveyed. It's not easy being a laundress in the Lord's castle. Just the other day I set my sights upon thanklessly preventing a tragedy. Bowman Richard and his brother-in-arms Sir Ralph are at odds. They be mostly ignoring each other and attempting to banish the other to hellfire with their gaze. 'Tis put a damper on the general morale of the Lord's castle and a dry spell upon their bedchambers. The latter which has made laundry easier but has consequently made life at the castle more difficult. Imagine, if ye will, thou art a noble lady with limited interest in reading and embroidery, and thy days are filled with looking down upon the training grounds at the most loving and stable relationship in this castle, played out over a spar. Now imagine, noble lady, that thy favorite literary characters brought to life no longer loved each other. In this scenario, fair noble lady, ye would be unwilling to let loose gossip to the humble laundress gathering undergarments in thy chambers. My fringe economic activities strongly depends upon the flow of gossip freely given. Therefore, Shirefordshire's favorite knights must resume their nightly jousting matches. Their bedsheets will suffer, but alas, one must endure dirty laundry in order to acquire dirty laundry. It's not easy resolving relationship issues in the Lord's castle. Just this morning I locked Sir Ralph and Bowman Richard in the armory and feigned an issue with the lock in order to coax them towards speaking terms. Oh nay, the wicked forces of hell hath sealed the doors. Such drastic action was required, as yesterday I discovered the context surrounding their separation. But a week ago, Sir Ralph proposed a question to Bowman Richard. Were I but a worm, would thee still love me? Bowman Richard answered, My love, why would ye be a worm? And now Sir Ralph questions Bowman Richard's resolve. I be working to open the doors, sirs, but the solution evades my simple peasant mind. I wish they were both worms, then they would not be ruining my gossip sources with melancholy directed at their strained relationship. I fear for the long-term stability of this castle if its emotional integrity can be damaged by a hypothetically knighted worm. Luckily for the current state of affairs, the worms turned after approximately 4 hours of close proximity. Unluckily for everyone within earshot of the armory, the worms had turned their antagonism into amorism. Now I find myself wishing I were a worm. Elegantly simple and blissfully uncomprehending. It's not easy being the head laundress in the Lord's castle. Just the other day I was reminded of mine elevated station via a crisis sparked by perpetual stew. Imagine, if you will, a donkey and a knight. One, a loathsome beast of burden armed with careless power, best suited for hard labor. The other, a mild-mannered cousin of the horse. Though they both be stubborn jackasses, the former struggles to keep their emotions in check, while the latter suffers no one, let alone a knight having a tantrum. Those be the personalities that collided when brave Knight Sir Cabalus was given the honor of guiding a donkey-drawn cart laden with cauldron of perpetual stew around the castle grounds 3 times. 'Tis the annual festival of the kitchen saints, what my sister Margaret's wife has dubbed a thinly veiled bastardization of local pre-Catholic pagan tradition. Regardless, 'tis a tradition I have personally dubbed a thinly veiled excuse to waste my time with soup-related disasters. Evidence to my claim, just this morning Lady Shirefordshire's bountiful headlines fell victim to Sir Cabalus's ill-conceived pissing match with the donkey. This has led to my entire feast day being dedicated to cleaning a fine silk surcoat instead of delighting in the ever-developing complex flavor of our town's prized perpetual stew. I will say this, as of now Sir Kyle be not the only knight who shall do his own laundry. And if there be not a bowl of stew saved for myself, I shall spare not one noble ass a solid kick from my shoe. It's not easy being literate in my sister's household. And Dora, be these letters from abroad? Aye, from our sister and her lady, I suspect. Though I do admire my sister's mental fortitude in dealing with the divinely appointed yet devilishly inspired nobility, her inability to comprehend the written word is somewhat of a bane to her many boons. Andorra, this be not from Adiodata, this says Andorodatus. That be of interest. For 'twas the name of a man I pushed into the river a fortnight ago for daring to threaten me whilst I had my laundry-beating stick in hand. I live in a convent on the outskirts of town, not some inaccessible cloistered island, yet her pride prohibits her from requesting mine assistance in reading her mail. And this be from Andor the Second, and this be from Ari, son of Andor, and this be from Andor the Fourth. Boiled in linen water, pushed into a different river, and trampled by Sir Kyle's horse at mine request, respectively. And thou thought not to question why so many men bearing the namesake of our late father were attempting to murder thee? Many men attempt to kill me. I see no point in interrogating every single one of them on their way to judgment. So now we have an epidemic of half-brothers attempting to avenge our late father, who knew not our own names, let alone theirs, by murdering Andorra, their illiterate half-sister, who bother not to read the epic tales of their revenge. If thou were to ask me, I be of the opinion that our lord should cease with giving men quills and parchment. It's not easy being a laundress in the Lord's castle. Just the other day I had to fight off a scoundrel whom I mistook to be a laundry thief. Not because I care for the Lord's property, that man could buy 5 bedsheets for every loaf of bread I receive in wages. Nay, I care only for 2 things, mine reputation and mine ability to accost laundry thieves with mine laundry-beating stick. Both are conditions which may be satisfied with the protecting of the Lord's sheets as they dry upon the lavender bushes. However, this particular laundry thief turned out to be yet another one of my half-brothers attempting to avenge our late father. Did I assist my sister in hiding the body and cleaning up the evidence? Yea. But did I swing the sword? Did I break his kneecaps? Did I steal his gold and purchase back the farmland I had to sell to pay for my younger sister's apprenticeships? Well, I suppose I am guilty of the latter. However, to the majority of the accusations, I say nay. Though in my defense, I consider the gold late payment in exchange for parenting his children. As a fellow child of this disappointing paternal lineage, I refuse to allow continued parental mediocrity. I would be more than willing to apply this logic to half-brothers if they would pause for a second after speaking their name and listen to my words before attempting to enact their revenge. Until then, they shall fall to my laundry-beating stick as if they were a common laundry thief. What a shame. It's not easy being a laundress in the Lord's castle. Just the other day I had to call upon a favor from my second favorite knight, Sir Ralph. First, 'tis important to know that Sir Ralph's mother, Lady Sarah, be a noblewoman from a land far from this humble village, and it seemed that Bishop Ferris had gotten it into his head that Lady Sarah's handmaidens were the newest source of sin within these castle walls. If being the only clique to attend church regularly be tantamount to sin, then the bishop's entourage must be the pinnacle of divinity. And of course the bishop will protest that Lady Sarah and her handmaidens' origin from the south around and about the area of Kush to be irrelevant to his accusations. This has led to my current predicament. I cannot stand for accusations of impiety and calls for the removal of Lady Sarah's handmaidens. I've seen a witch hunt or two in my day, and it never ends at target 0. At first the scullery maid be making potions, next thing you know the Duchess of Whatchamacallit is supposedly summoning devils from the chamber pot, when in reality that be merely Sir Kyle after cabbage stew night. Nay, I had to nip this in the bud before I lost the most polite handmaidens in the castle, the only lady who can match my banter, and Sir Ralph, loving partner and brother-in-arms of Bowman Richard in one fell swoop. It's time to deal with Bishop Ferris once and for all. And all it took was Sir Ralph procuring for me a sturdy hammer from the Royal Forge, a rumor of demonic spirits near the river, and some very thin ice. It's not easy being a laundress in the Lord's Castle. Just the other day I was walking through the town square when I noticed a sight most peculiar. There, atop the stage, locked within the stocks, was the ever-troubled Sir Kyle. A most unusual punishment for nobles. However, Sir Kyle be a most unusual product of God's creative drabbles. I approached him and inquired about his transgressions when he informed me that he was caught within the chambers of Lady Shirefordshire. This left me in a state of confusion, for like myself, Sir Kyle be uninterested in the nightly activities of those wishing to produce an heir for their family line. Sir Kyle then informed me of the reason for his intrusion upon the chambers of the Lady of the Castle. Apparently, his beloved pet cat was loose, and in his distraught state he entered the lady's chambers with neither thought nor consideration of the consequences. He then begged me for my aid in searching for his most beloved companion, dubbed Most Handsome and Sturdy Cow. Truly a name fit for a knight's companion. I managed to find Cow within the grain storage, happily gorging himself upon the ample supply of rodents, and wasted the entire day explaining to the Lord that I, Lady Shirefordshire, am be most definitely faithful, I, Sir Kyle, be a dumbass, and mayhaps Most Handsome and Sturdy Cow should be put on the staff roll. At least Sir Kyle be free from the stocks, and he repaid his debt, folding laundry until his cow came home. It's not easy being a laundress in the Lord's Castle. Just the other day I had to forego collecting laundry to handle a problem.
Unhand me, wench.
'Twould be counterproductive, for I wish for thee to remain on the ground. What I had thought was an errant laundry thief was in fact another one of my half-brothers on a quest for vengeance. The fact that I did not kill our father was once again lost on male ears.
If he had an ounce of honor, he would face me on the battleground.
And thine ambush was what? A polite invitation? Frankly, I care not that our father was murdered. That man was not even a proper Viking. 'Twould imply being sober enough to raid anything other than the ale storage. Endora, stay thy hand, this one be not a brother. I be well aware, Sister Mary, but my hands be stayed not by gender. Speak lies, prepare to die.
Enough with these lies, I speak only truth.
I did not kill our father. I merely dismembered him and threw his body to the hogs for supper to cover for the real killer.
I knew it.
I meant not to reveal that much to Sister Mary, but I will not have my good name sullied with unfounded rumors.
That be not much better.
In our sister's defense, he was a jackass ceased this morning for a mediocre man.
Liar. Andorra.
Cease striking thyself, cease striking thyself. Eventually, we managed to tie our new sister to a chair. We are still working to calm her, but that be a task for tomorrow. Some of us still have laundry to do. It's not easy being a laundress in the Lord's Castle. Just the other day, my sister and I had to tame our new feral sibling.
Wicked bonds will not hold me.
That be a chair, dear, not some brutish torture chamber.
Be likened to one when thou art in my presence.
My sister, Sister Mary, attempted to take a gentler approach to soothing the fury mild discomfort instilled within our new ward. It went over well.
The shield maidens of a lesser god will not sway me. Thou art no sister of mine.
Well, in the sense of lineage, I be thy sister.
What?
This be our sister, Sister Mary, a sister of both our family and of the capital C Church. So thou may not submit to the will of the capital L Lord, yet this be thy sister, and thou wilt show her respect, ye pitiable lamb. Eventually I was able to move the conversation to a topic I desired clarification regarding. I may be unable to read the written word, however I can read a room as a seasoned scholar reads alchemic texts. I hastily assumed thou art a sister on the basis of thy competence in managing a plan of attack that was not, shout from the courtyard thy intent to slay the laundress, but now I feel as though thou may be a brother on the basis of thy lack of introspection. So what be it?
I be but the vengeance of the gods in human visage.
Regardless of thy preferred address, sibling, thou art our responsibility. I be merely thankful we got this one secured before it came to bloodshed. It has been an unfortunate side effect of my father's wenchery that I have had scores of half-brothers attempting to take vengeance for a crime I merely helped conceal. These familial newcomers simply appreciate not the tradition of well-earned patricide. And other than vengeance, what shall we call thee?
I be Ulfhild Andorsbur, future avenger of my father.
More like Ulfhild Half-Launder, future source of my bother. Soon I shall long for the days when Sir Kyle was mine only worry. It's not easy finding a moment of peace in the Lord's Castle. Just the other day I tasked myself with finding a knight willing to escort an unwilling pilgrim. Sir Ralph, Bowman Richard. This be precious cargo that might bite once awoken. My most redeemable half-sibling has made little progress in curbing their murderous tendencies under my tutelage. I fear the only solution be to send them to our sister in Constantinople. My half-sibling shall be fed and watered thrice a day. Dessert will be permitted barring any attempts at escape or homicide. I feel as though I should be offered a respite from rehabilitating homicidal and/or self-destructive family members. Sir Kyle has introduced me to the concept of leisure, and I feel as though I deserve a break from solving other people's desire for manslaughter. Deliver them to my sister Adiodata and her lesbian partner. Mayhap some time in Constantinople or a walk around Lady Demencia's native Lesbos shall serve to quell the rage within Ulfhild. Now I am off to walk the castle grounds to experience what leisure may entail.